It's one of my better cultures. I just changed this and I wanted to show you. So again, hello fish keepers, and good morning to you all. Now, well, good morning under the circumstances, because in an hour or two the sun is going to come down beating on everything, and the weather has not been kind here in the Philippines. It's been, well, as far as I can remember, this is extreme weather that we are having now. It's not really good for fish keeping. Most of the fish that were spawning have stopped spawning. These severum, for example, have paired up and had just laid eggs. And I wanted to keep the momentum going, but apparently the weather just had other ideas. And I think it's just too extreme right now. We are at the 82 to 83 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is just way too high. Some might argue, well, not for this fish or the tapajos, but still, when the fish is used to something like under 80, something like maybe 28 and 29 then degrees Celsius, then this is extreme weather right now that we're having, definitely. And affecting that also is our Grindal worm cultures. And some of the problems that I've seen are quite unique to the ones that I usually see that they would post in the internet, and that I don't think there is a video out there that's going to show you how to culture Grindal worms in extreme heat such as right now. Because what I've noticed is that under extreme heat, the Grindal worms have a very fast metabolism, and if you put a pellet in there, let's say 6 a.m. in the morning, come back in the afternoon at 5, and that's gone. It's just gone. And so it's like basically you have to check on all the cultures twice a day. I'm talking twice a day, six to six, just to make sure that they don't run out of food. Because when they run out of food, they like to go up the container. They try to escape. This is one of my better cultures. I just changed this and I wanted to show you. So again, culturing Grindal worms in the Philippines, I've learned one thing, is that especially here in this scenario where this is semi-outdoor, I'm not inside the house. I'm talking about other animals or other insects that will get inside your culture. There are bugs here, these black bugs that appear, but I don't think that they are harmful at all, because the Grindal worm cultures just, keep on reproducing and they don't seem to be losing numbers. But the thing about having other bugs in your culture, you can see them there at the bottom, and sorry, I know it's not the best, but you can see them. There are black specks and they are moving everywhere. I don't know if these are mites. If you know what these are, please write down in the comments. I would appreciate it. But the thing is, here you get all these other kinds of bugs, and well, when I feed everything, and that seems to be okay. But the problem there is steaming, from what I mentioned earlier, because of the weather, and the worms' metabolisms are already so high. The worms' metabolisms are already so high, then with insects and animals inside the culture, then that really accelerates the amount of food that is consumed. So your grindals might not have enough. This is an example of another thing. Surprise, it's a pleasant surprise. I think these are baby earthworms. I'm not sure, but yeah, any other form of live food present is okay. The red one, these are not flex for sure because flex needs highly oxygenated running water. And I was working on that also, but I could not get a seed. I really want to also culture flex, but right now that's very difficult because there is no resource for that. So you see, oh, these are, I feed them dog food. This is dog food, and by the way, not all dog food is equal. This one is locally sourced from the pet shops. It's called doggy beef, something like beefy type of dog food. Is best for culturing grindal worms. Also, I will try to insert it here in the video. I also had drainfly larvae, which initially I thought were leeches, and that freaked me out. But these were just drainflies. I also fed up, no issues whatsoever. Grindal worms has greatly, and I mean greatly, changed the way that I breed and culture fish because, well, up until I was culturing Grindal worms, I I did not have any clear supply of live food, and live food is very important for breeding corridoras. See, guys. By the way, last night these guys spawned, but I'm doubtful if those eggs are viable because I can tell that it was from the younger female. So perhaps no, not yet. I have some leopardos here. By the way, a lot of people like to misidentify the leopardos or the trinaliatus. To me, this is really properly trinaliatus. It's there behind the plants. But in my country, they like to call it Julii, which is wrong. Yeah. So if you're in the Philippines and you're looking for Julii, just be careful because more than likely that is trinaliatus. This culture is really, really taking off. Now, another point that I want to mention while I was culturing grindal worms is that the differences with using coco pit and filter material. The filter material, the the culture is harder to start. It takes longer, not harder, sorry, longer to start, but seems to last also longer over the long run. Using purely coco pit, it is fast. I mean, in a week, you can have a lot of worms, but this thing also spoils a lot faster. So the lifespan of coco pit is like 2 to 3 weeks, and you have to discard it. What I did is this: I combined coco pit and synthetic material. That way, with this spoils, I can just remove the top and fill it with new coco pit. And I seem to be getting the best of both worlds using this method. So if you're gonna culture grindal worms, you might want to consider this. Another tip that I want to share is never, never overfeed. Overfeeding will result in a lot of problems. I mean, this culture is amazing. I already showed this earlier, but I'll show it again. And this is what you get. This culture is amazing, and this is what you get when you are patient. I never overfeed. It's just a piece of dog food in the middle all the time. This is approximately 3 weeks, so it's not, like I said, using purely filter material takes a lot longer, but also everything is cleaner. So in the long run, this is actually more beneficial, and it also sustains the worms a lot longer, maybe 2 months. So the longer you start, but the longer it will last. So it's really up to you. It's really up to you. But I think the hybrid method that I've already started is also working fine. So you'll be seeing me doing more of that in future. Yeah. And when you see this is not yet still there, but you'll know when to change the filter material because all of this is going to be soiled. And using clear material like this will just make it easier for you to manage your cultures. Remember, if you are in a colder country or in a much cooler environment, then maintaining these guys will be much more easier because right now it's just like hell on earth here in the Philippines. The weather is so extreme. Look at this. I may need to add food. I'll show you when I think I need to add food. Okay. I know there's still food there. Resist the temptation to add additional food if there's still food here. Sometimes it sticks to the plastic just like this. Sometimes it just stays down there. It doesn't really matter. Do not overfeed. You will only be inviting other animals to stay in your culture. But you want only Grindal worms so that you don't have to have so high maintenance. Checking on another one. This one definitely needs additional food. We just grab some here. My dog food. This is the dog food that I use. It's labeled as doggy beef. It's only 65 pesos a kilo. Just put in the center and spritz. That's it. Do not overfeed. Do not put more. And just that, like that, it's done. 12 hours from now, that will be all gone. And you'll need to add more food. Constant supply of food is very important to keep them going, to keep the culture going. I think this is still fine. There's still food there. I'll just give it a spritz. Let them consume the food. There. It is a lot of work. So that's one of the disadvantages. So if you are a lazy person or really not that serious about keeping fish, then you should stick to like dry food. I do this because I need to breed the fish. If you're just keeping the fish, then you do not need to culture live food. Yeah. So that is definitely one of these disadvantages of culturing your own live food. But the big advantage is that it is free and you can feed twice a day with the worm. So that's a very big bonus. And as you can see, I have a lot of cultures going on. So there's a lot of backup. And this one here on this, I don't know what you call this in Tagalog, but this is a palangana. This is like a mother culture that I keep so that I can take worms from here to start other cultures. A lot of people will be grossed out. So as you know, they say culturing Grindal worms is hindi talaga para sa mga maselan, or so it's not for prissy people. So if you are, maarte, prissy, or maselan, then please skip this. And anyway, I really appreciate you watching this video throughout the end. Please like and subscribe. That would really help me grow my channel and motivate me to make more videos. Thanks and bye.